I wasn't born in this country. I came to Australia when I was 5 years old, so I'm a first-generation immigrant. I came from the United States of America with my mother, and I grew up in Melbourne. I was a very urban girl, and I didn't have much of a sense of connection with Australia that was wider than my schoolyard and my friendship group, because I didn't have family here. I didn't have a family story. I didn't have a very strong sense of being an Australian. And I think that having a kind of outsider's eye has been useful to my practice as an historian, because it's meant that I have probably accepted fewer orthodoxies, and I see sort of stories for being the myths that they possibly are, rather than being the legends that that inform who we are. So being an outsider is useful for a critical edge, but it's not necessarily helpful to a sense of belonging. And I think that it wasn't really until I first travelled around Australia, when I was in my early 20s, with my then boyfriend, now husband, and went to the very centre of Australia and all around its parts, just drove off-road for over a year, camping under the stars, sleeping in dry riverbeds, living in the bush in that way, getting a sense of the stillness of a desert night, getting a sense of the vastness of a mountain range, an old, deeply old, ancient landscape, that I really started to feel a sense of myself as an Australian, grounded and rooted in country, in the land. I was an Australian nominally, said so in my passport, I vote, but my identity didn't start to be informed by a sense of what this country is actually about until I went inland.